So y'all remember last week when somebody hit my truck? They broke the mirror and they broke the driver's side window. Luckily, somebody local here had a window and they were nice enough to come out and put it in for me. So that part's done, but I still need a mirror. And I'm not really interested in replacing the stock mirrors. I hate these daggone things. So I had Mark order me in a really nice set of aftermarket tow mirrors for this body style truck. I've seen them on other trucks, but I've never had a set for myself. Well, Mark called and said they're in. So me and the dogs head down to Mark's, making our daily pilgrimage to A1 Auto Parts.
Any for the Suburban yet? Because I didn't know, check those out, because you said they were power on the Suburban.
Yeah.
So maybe we can get power ones.
I'm not worried about that.
You sure? Because I think she'd like it.
All right, well, we'll see.
Okay.
Now, Mark's a hell of a salesman. He already got me on one set of mirrors. Now he's trying to sell me a second set. I haven't even got the first set on yet. Anyway, we head to Burger King, stop and get Vicky and myself something for lunch. And of course, the dogs have to get theirs too. I always get them chicken fries. I call them McShareables. On the way back to the shop, I get a text message from Kenny saying that Harley's at the shop and she needs to pull her Jeep inside to change tires. Her tires are bald on this thing and she's scared to death to drive it in the snow. So I get her Jeep put in, take Vicky's lunch into her, and we sit down to have a bite to eat. About that time, Kenny showed up with his S10 clear full of wheels and tires, one set to put on Harley's Jeep. Once we got Harley's wheels and tires swapped out on her Jeep, I had Kenny pull the truck back inside the shop so we can put these mirrors on. These are Trail Ridge mirrors. I don't know where Mark got them from, but they're pretty daggone nice stuff. I've seen other trucks with these mirrors on them for the last 10 or 15 years, and I've always wanted a set. I can't wait to get rid of those stock mirrors that bolt to the doors. Once I got the old mirrors removed, I started to put the new ones on and I realized what a pain in the butt these bolts are to get to inside the door. I tried to use a swivel, a universal, I tried sockets, I tried everything, and finally I ended up just taking the door panels off, and even then it was still tough to get to those bolts. But I finally got them. Now the plan is to get this truck all redone with all new sheet metal, so I'm not worried about the holes in the doors. Those will go away when I put new doors and fenders and cab corners on this truck in the next few weeks. I hope. Once I got done out in the shop, I came in the house, and man, it's cold. It's down in the teens tonight and the wind's blowing. There's a terrible chill in the house. So I put a fire in the wood burner in the living room. Vicky and I was going to sit down and watch movies. And that's when I realized she's dumped a bunch of candle wax down that stove. Saturday morning, I woke up early to go out and load that engine block in the back of the Suburban. I had backed the Suburban in the shop last night to melt it off and have it warmed up and ready for first thing in the morning. I set that block in the back, checked the oil, and pulled it outside to let it warm up.
The debate to take the dogs or leave the dogs. My vote is the dogs staying home and Kenny Power gets them home.
She did the best she could to talk me out of taking the dogs with me, but I don't go anywhere without my girls. So we make our way up to Mount Vernon. The plan is to drop the engine off at Uncle Bob's machine shop. And then after we get done there, we're going to go up to Amish country and do a little sightseeing and shopping. I back the Suburban up to the back door and we unload everything.
Scrap will take a belly rub from anybody.
It didn't take long for Scrappy to make new friends with some of the customers in the shop this morning. Anyway, we unloaded that block, set it on the floor, and then me and Vicky hung out with Bob and his wife for a little while in the shop. Bob's awfully busy up there, and so Scrappy, soaking up the heat off the heated floor. Once we got done at the machine shop, we headed east and north up to Amish country. Vicky and I have been coming up here since we were in high school. We started dating when we were 14 and 15 years old. And every year, at least once a year, we always come up here to Berlin, to this place called Heine's Cheese Factory. They have the best cheese and beef jerky money can buy. Okay, so I like the cheese and the beef jerky, but there's a lot of other stuff too. Noodles, candy, and chocolate. Vicky's favorite things to check out. Now she's literally like a kid in a candy store, because it's literally a candy store. She's got quite the sweet tooth, and she gets into big trouble when she goes up there. Oh my goodness. She had that whole basket stuffed full of candy by the time she got done. Once we got done in the candy aisle, we head over to the other side to all the beef and cheese, and she finds my favorite, smoked bacon cheddar cheese. Then we head to checkout, where they have to sort out all her candy. It took a little while. So we go back out to the truck, drop off all our goodies, see the dogs for a few minutes, and then she wants to go shopping in these craft malls. All right. And maybe one more store for goodies. She ended up buying a whole bunch of stuff to take down to Billy's shop to drop off to them. And she almost bought this stupid red truck outside. Once we made our way inside, we started picking out some really neat stuff, like this sign, "Dogs welcome, people tolerated." Perfect. Uh-oh. 50% off sale on all the Christmas stuff. He has an erection.
Bill!
We damn near went broke looking at stuff up there. Vicky found all kinds of stuff she liked. Me, not so much. But I followed her all over the place until I did find some stuff that I kind of had some interest in. But when I found it, she wouldn't let me buy it. All right, everybody, welcome back. Vicky's in the house watching movies. I built a fire in there in the living room for her so she can stay warm. And it's actually starting to warm up here in Ohio. It's actually raining outside right now. So that's a good sign. It's warm enough to rain instead of snow. As you saw, we took the engine block up to Uncle Bob today and dropped it off. Got to hang out with Bob and his wife for a few minutes. That was really nice. I enjoyed that. Bob's going to check the block and see if he can leave it 30 over. I hope that he can, because the pistons down here that we took out of it were brand new custom made pistons by Wiseco, and they look brand new. And so do the rings. I'm sure we'll probably put a brand new set of rings in it at least if we can reuse these pistons. Someone messaged me, sent me an email, and they had a brand new Lenati crank, but I haven't checked my emails yet to see if it's a 400 main or 350 main. If it's a 400 main, I can use it. If it's a 350 main, probably not. So we're going to put a brand new rotating assembly in it regardless, because this was a used rotating assembly that we bought as a complete engine for like $1,200 a few years ago, and it's got to have at least 1,000 passes on it. So this time, last time, should have been the last time it was used for anything like, well, actually we shouldn't have been using it for what we were doing, to be honest with you. That thing made 1,200 to the wheels on accident in Billy's truck before he put his super tune to it. But it's hard to tell what it was making prior to that. I know it ran really good, but also the camshaft in it I didn't like it. It's too damn small. It was a piece of junk camshaft someone sold us years ago, and I had it laying around, so I just went ahead and used it. But it was a dud the first time. It was a dud this time, and I'm not going to allow it to dud up any more engines. I'm going to get rid of that daggone thing. I'll turn it into a lamp or something. But I got to get with somebody for a camshaft. I'll see what I can dig up there, but I want to put a new camshaft in that motor when we put it back together. And so that's that. So hopefully Monday, Uncle Bob will come up with a rotating assembly someplace and start getting some parts on the way. Billy's 400, his good engine, is at Bob's and it's ready to go. However, Billy wants to O-ring it. He wants to O-ring the block and the heads. And Bob has ordered the machine tooling to do that. So we're waiting on the machine tooling to come in so that Bob can finish Billy's good engine, and then we can put that engine back in Billy's truck. And that should be a really good motor. In all honesty, that should be a really good engine. So that's coming up here soon. I imagine in 2 weeks, Bob said he should have the machine tooling to do those O-rings, and then we can put Billy's engine back together. I know a lot of you have been asking about the Built to the Max small block. Yes, it's still at Bob's. No, he hasn't touched it, and here's why. He had COVID for a while, got sick. His wife's been sick, and then his father-in-law passed away, or his mother-in-law passed away, and his wife's going through some things. So there's just been one thing after another up there for Bob, and he's by himself in the machine shop, and he's doing the best he can. But he's had a lot of setbacks. So I haven't pushed him for it because I know he's been having troubles, and so I haven't pushed him for it, and I'm not really even worried about it still to this day, but I do need to get started on here pretty soon. Let's see, what else? We did stop down and see Billy tonight. Vicky had a whole bunch of goodies. She bought cupcakes and cookies and a whole bunch of crap here at Amish country. And she took that stuff down, dropped it off to Billy, and they're making pretty good progress down there. Big thank you to Big Rob, Rob Brown. He's been helping Billy down there in his shop a good bit, as well as Kenny. But Rob has been doing a lot of fabricating work and helping Billy with the fab work. And I greatly appreciate Rob being down there helping him. Rob's an awfully good person. He's got a heart of gold. He'd do anything for anybody. And we're very appreciative to have his help. So big thank you to Uncle Rob. Let's see, what else? You saw I got my mirrors on the truck. That come out really good. Actually, better than I could imagine, because I didn't realize that the stock mirrors had nutserts welded on the insides of the doors, and they had broken loose. So that was causing a lot of rattling inside the truck, and I thought it was just the door panels rattling, but it was actually the mirrors rattling. And so when I took those stock mirrors off, that got rid of a lot of interior noise, and in all honesty, a lot of wind noise. I didn't realize how much wind noise was created by those stock mirrors that bolt to the doors, but these new mirrors are much quieter. So I'm very happy about that. And I can see a lot better. Those mirrors, oh my God, they're just amazing. I love them. I wish I would have done that a long time ago. I'll probably put a set on Vicky's Suburban, to be honest with you. So I think I might be taking a trip this week. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm 99.9% sure I'm taking a little trip Monday and Tuesday. I have found something that I just couldn't say no to. Something for me to tinker with while everything else is tore down. And well, I don't want to get too far into it, but I found something I'm probably going to go get Monday, and I won't be back until Tuesday. And I was planning on taking my dually until I pulled it in the shop tonight, and I noticed there's water on the floor. There's coolant on the floor. And I dug into it, and it looks like the radiator's leaking. So, Mark at A1, if you're watching this video, I'm going to need a radiator for a 96 3500 with a 7.4 gas engine and automatic. And it does have engine cooler and, of course, the transmission cooler. So, radiator's leaking. It never ends. But anyway, I might be taking a trip Monday and Tuesday. And Monday, I may be going to Tennessee. I'm 99.9% sure I'm going down to Tennessee Monday to pick up something. And on the way back, I'm going to stop in Kentucky and visit a good friend of mine, Gina Rose, who is looking at starting a line of merchandise for my channel. And I think you guys are going to be really intrigued by what she's come up with. I know I am. And I've come up with some ideas for some things that I'd like to do. And to be honest with you, I'd like to try and use the merchandise to help put up this building that I need to put up out back. Hoping that maybe the merchandise sales will help get that started. And we'll see how that goes. We'll see. We'll just see how it goes. But we desperately need more room here to put vehicles and stuff away in the wintertime. So I want to get that done. I want to get the 55 Chevy painted. I want to get my dually painted for sure. My Nova's kind of on the back burner, to be honest with you, but if the merchandise goes well and we can start knocking out some of these projects, fine. I don't care. I'll put the daggone thing back together. But it's just one of those things, guys. I haven't really done anything for me in a long time. I haven't spent money on me in a long time. Everything I've done has been focused on helping the kids. And I don't even know how to help myself anymore. I don't really know how to even feel about that. Like, every idea I've ever had for Billy's channel, like the short films and some of the merchandise, like the license plates and things like that, that I kind of saw to it that those things happened, I guess, or maybe put the idea in his head. Like, a lot of that stuff I helped to get off the ground, but I'll be honest with you, I'm struggling a little bit trying to consider doing something to promote myself. That's definitely going to be different. But I'm going to try the best I can because it's important that I get these projects done. I need to get this shop up out back, and there's no end to the amount of work around here that needs done, and the 55 Chevy needs painted and all that. I got to work for it. So I'm going to do my best. You guys need to be patient. I'm sure that when the merchandise first comes out, it's probably going to be one of these deals where you pay for it and order it, and it's not going to be shipped out immediately. It'll have to be, the first order will have to be made. After the first order gets done, I'm sure I'll be on my way. But the first batch of merch, whatever we put out for sale, is going to be paid to order, and it'll take a little while for you guys to get it. So please be patient. Please know that up front. But I think it'll be worth it in the end. I hope it'll be worth it in the end. There's a lot of people that are counting on me. There's a lot of people that are working for us here. Kenny and Harley and everybody have sacrificed a lot to help get us where we are right now. And I think they're counting on this thing to take off and go. I hope it does. And if it does, God is my witness. Kenny and Harley will always have some place to work. I can tell you that, because they've been so good to us and they've sacrificed so much. And we're so appreciative. So that's it for tonight, guys. I'll have some more details probably next week on merch. There's a lot of neat things coming. It's just going to take a little time. It's going to take some patience. And we're going to do the best we can. All right. Good night, everybody. Have a good weekend.